So a few days ago, Warhorse confirmed that they are working on two projects. One is a Kingdom Come adventure and the other is a Middle-earth open-world RPG. This then confirmed the spreading rumors that Warhorse is secretly working on a Lord of the Rings related RPG. And while there are some stuff that we can talk about regarding that Middle-earth open-world RPG, I reckon it's probably 4 or 5 years away. So instead, I want to focus now on the Kingdom Come adventure that they confirmed. You see, this KCD adventure was said to come out in the next Embracer's fiscal year, which starts next April 2027 and ends March 2028. Meaning that we can be playing that game as early as April next year. Although if I have to give a guess, I would expect it to release maybe close to the holidays, so a November or December 2027 release window. It's just a random guess, honestly. But aside from that, the other thing we know is that this Kingdom Come adventure is also an open world RPG. Just look at this.
There were a few things said yesterday which maybe are worth to be repeated again. You can expect 2 open world RPGs. One is a Kingdom Come open world RPG, the other one is a Middle-earth open world RPG. Both of them are coming. One fact that might interest you is that Prokop Yersa will be leading the Kingdom Come teams. Middle-earth team will be led by Viktor Botsan. If everything goes right, it comes next fiscal year, which means you don't have to wait 7 years for another Kingdom Come. That is good. So 2 open world RPGs coming, and more infos about that in the future. But until that, let's enjoy Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2. And it's gone, it's gone!
There we go.
Alright, so that actually got me pretty excited about this game. It's a Kingdom Come adventure and an open world RPG. But since we don't know much else, we're not sure if this is a continuation of Henry's story or perhaps a spin-off focusing on a different character. So instead, let's speculate. So speculation is almost always based on someone's bias. And since I am someone who loves immersive RPGs and stealth, I'm speculating that this Kingdom Come adventure will be an open world RPG that will focus on dialogue, stealth, and story. Sure, the classic KCD combat will be there, but I don't expect large battles or sieges. Now, aside from pure speculation, I've always felt that Kingdom Come Deliverance stealth system is the best we've seen from any game in the last 1 or 2 decades. And so if they're doing a smaller scale KCD game with less budget and less investment to lose, dabbling with stealth might be a worth it risk. Anyway, I'm leaning more on a smaller scale story, meaning nothing to do with nobles and wars or anything. Just the life of a peasant or a craftsman. First thing that comes to my mind is actually a story surrounding Catherine and her time in the Trotsky Castle. I don't know why, but I always expected us to get a DLC where we play as her, similar to a woman's lot in KCD 1. And since we never got that DLC, I'm kinda hoping this might be it. I mean, just imagine, right? You play as Catherine right before she gets hired to be a servant in Trotsky Castle. You're with Ziska and a few others doing some basic self-defense training as well as honing your stealth skills. We can have skills like persuasion and seduction that allows us to manipulate NPCs and get into restricted areas. Then for her stealth skills, she can have the same as Henry like the thievery and stealth skills, but maybe some additional ones dedicated to social stealth. Especially since the way she operates is through hiding in plain sight. And obviously using her assets to reduce guard suspicions. Story-wise, the game could encompass the events from, as I said, the start of her being a servant in Trotsky Castle to maybe even until when she infiltrated Sigismund's camp. It would be interesting to see those events from the original game but in her perspective. If you've played KCD 2, there's also that quest in Gutenberg related to Catherine and her spies, which indicates that she could have a spy network in Gutenberg or maybe even around Bohemia. So this can be something that can be incorporated in gameplay as well. Alternatively, a Godwin adventure, maybe like a glimpse of his life in Ushitz and adventures around Sasa was a priest would be pretty cool. We could revisit the first map of KCD 1 but now enhanced with KCD 2 assets and more RPG mechanics. Maybe the story can be related to like supernatural inquisitions. If you remember in KCD 1, there were a couple of missions related to witches, pagans, and other people that the church branded as heretics. And in some of those, we talked to Godwin for some advice. So it wouldn't be far-fetched to think that the church or perhaps a certain noble asks him to look into a large pagan conspiracy. Then, because of Godwin's decision in the story, it could even be the reason why he is being kicked out of his church. Then the game could end with a cutscene from KCD2 where Hanush and Radzik ask him for help. But yeah, whatever it is, since the timeline for its release is 2027 to 2028, I am expecting them to reuse assets and systems from KCD2. Which is fine since KCD2 is like the evolution of immersive open world RPGs. And a game with it as its foundation will be great. So yeah, we have a new Kingdom Come game in development, and I do hope we get to hear more about it soon.